Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayer's Live from the car. I'm about to go in the grocery store. Driving up here, I had a interesting kind of a thought breakthrough that I wanted to share with many of you. Many of you who watch me, who know my adventure that I embarked on over the past couple of weeks, who are aware of a new friend of mine known as Tommy James. I also wanted to do this live stream just to let some of you know out there who watch me and who have been a little bit concerned that everything's just fine. Everything's okay. But I had a thought breakthrough, so I'm going to talk about that first and foremost. You'll know how there seems to be a lot of racism or bigotry, even misogyny within certain online communities, right? It's all a distraction to detract from something very major going on within many white communities in America. The problem of substance abuse and drug addiction. That's what it is. Getting to know Tommy James has been an amazing time for me. I want all of you to know that in his core, he's a very, very, very nice guy who unfortunately has gone through a lot in life and is surrounded by some very problematic individuals, who is friends with people who I at least perceive as detrimental, who wasn't raised in the best of circumstance, but without a doubt, he's very talented. I think that with the proper assistance, he is going to go very, very, very far in life. And I'm very glad that I got a chance to know him at this particular juncture of his life. Absolutely. But our time together is coming to a close. Some of you out there witnessed a certain incident last night, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. Not at all. And I'm not throwing him out. He won't be homeless or anything. I've let him know that he has a certain amount of time to figure out what he wants to do. And wherever he wants to go, I will take him or help him get there. But I want his community to know that his community is very important to him. Some of you out there who are in his online community, he truly does value your friendship, whether he's met you in person or not. I want you to know that some of you, I think, need to be a lot more supportive of him in a positive and healthy way. I want some of you to know that I do know what you're about exactly. I want some of you to know that he's willing to prioritize you above what's healthy and positive for him in his physical presence, whether he knows you in person or not. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's not for me to determine. Not at all. Not at all. But what I have learned from Tommy, and it's a cultural difference, I've learned not only from Tommy, but from other people who define themselves as white within certain online communities. Uh, Your problem with people who are not like you doesn't have to do with skin color or appearance or even economic things. It has to do with the fact that I think a lot of you really love your substances. You love your drugs. You want to validate and rationalize the substance abuse and the substance use. You want to make excuses for it. And that's okay. And I am so glad that we don't have the same justifications within the Black community for the most part. I'm glad that it's not within the Asian communities for the most part. I'm glad it's not within many of the Latin American communities for the most part. Because within many of the white American communities, for the most part, what you're justifying, what you're rationalizing, what you're condoning, it is killing you. So, if you want to keep people of color out of your communities by labeling us some of the most horrific things, I mean, you can call me the N word with a hard R until the end of time, but I'd rather be a nigger than be a drug addict. Now, I don't believe once a junkie, always a junkie. I don't believe once an addict, always an addict. No. But what I do believe is that within the white communities, there is an effort to keep the addiction problem a secret, but it's not a secret anymore because of the online activity. It's not a secret anymore because of platforms like Discord, where so many people who are on the internet are buying these drugs, and it's mainly white kids doing it. And these white kids are growing up and becoming white adults who are all binding together and who want to rationalize the drug problem. And you don't want to hear any opposing views. And many of the opposing views to the drug problem and the opposing attitudes to it are from people who look like me, people of color. And in order to shut out that noise from us, you call us niggers, you call us spics, you call us chinks. And that's okay. Because again, being called any of those things is better than being a drug addict or being a drug distributor. And I've come to realize that some of the people who've had the most problems with me are involved in the drug distribution. Yeah, it's sad. It's real sad. And when you look at drug addiction, you're not just looking at drug addiction, you're looking at people who don't want to abide by rules in life. And there are rules in life in order to properly traverse within society. And you have to follow those rules at times, whether you like them or not. Now, a lot of times when you don't like those rules, it's because you don't have enough willpower to create a life for yourself to where those rules don't bother you that much. And drug addiction tends to break down that willpower a bit. Um, Again, I think Tommy James is a very talented individual, extremely so. Very, very talented. He got here September 6th. And when he let me know he was coming down here, I was very surprised that he wanted to come down as quickly as he did. Do I think he should return to Spokane to visit his family? Yeah. To live? Maybe. maybe he's seeing what other areas of the country look like, and he's seen before getting to know me or anything. But I think he could. I think he could go back to Spokane, but he'd have to have the willpower within not to allow himself to affiliate with people who don't want to be better. And he is strong enough. He is strong enough, but he does have to take accountability for some things that, in time, hopefully, he'll be mature enough to take accountability for. I do think that certain substances alter the brain to where it makes it very difficult, if not impossible, to see outside of yourself properly, to not take accountability, and to not properly feel or empathize with others. I think Tommy James is capable of being considerate and embodying empathy, but I think that he's been numbed for a very long time, and he's just now starting to feel again. And as he's feeling certain things within very, very, very intensely. But I think it's been difficult for him to realize that me being around him has been a bit difficult for me as well. And I don't think that he's realized that though I put on a good face, there's been some things that he's done that have hurt my feelings tremendously. To his friends or associates or affiliates online who have definitely had the agenda of ensuring that my feelings would be hurt, to put him in a certain mental place and to bring events or situations pretty much to where they are right now. I do want you to know that you've been effective. I want you to know that some of you have, in part, achieved some of your goals. And without a doubt, your community is getting your friend back. Definitely. I'm very grateful to some of you within Tommy James community for allowing me and my friends to see exactly who you are. We know what you look like now. We know your names. And there's nothing I can do to any of you. But there will be people who know to steer clear. And it's not because of the racism, because the racism doesn't really exist. It's because you're broken. You're broken. And you're just not up to par. But it needed to be known. So now it's known. So, Tommy's beautiful, smart, and caring mother gifted him an early Christmas gift, which is en route. So he's welcome to stay with me until it arrives. And after the weekend, at some point, I'm going to be going on my continuing on my journey solo. But I do want all of you to know that I am going to continue to be supportive of him from afar. But I do have to protect myself in a certain capacity, you know? And I don't have the skill set or the capability to help him the way that he needs to be helped. I think that a lot of people within that community, perhaps who are on the fringes, who are not drug addicts, and who are realizing that it's not conducive to your life to do drugs or to condone that kind of behavior, I think that all of you should reach out and support the hell out of that man. Again, I think he's going to do great in life, but I don't have the skill set. I hope that there's more programs in time and doctors who can figure out how to rectify this epidemic that's being covered by racism and detracted from by racism. I hope that a lot of people within the white community stop killing themselves and stop trying to justify it. It's a shame. It really is. So I'm going to look at the chat now and see what some of you have to say about this. And then I'm going to get going. But it was nice to learn the truth about a few things. Hey, Cakes, how are you doing? NorCal, you should be ashamed of yourself. The way that karma's going to bite you in the butt. And maybe it won't, but I believe in heaven and hell. I believe in God and Jesus Christ. And unless you change some things now, I hope you like the heat. But just say no to drugs, everybody. Please just say no to drugs. Just say no to people who condone substance abuse. And just say no to not taking accountability. Take accountability for who you are, and take accountability for the choices that you make. Take accountability for maybe not being ready to receive help when it's offered. Take accountability for valuing certain connections over others. Whether it be right or wrong, you just got to take accountability for your actions. So, yeah, take care, everyone. Have a great day. And like I said, I'm glad to know exactly who some of you are, and I'm glad that certain people who look out for me know exactly who you are too and why you are as you are. Bye bye.